First of all is Parks Administration, Oversight and Development. The next division is Recreation, which includes the recreation centers, the senior centers, the golf course, and recreation programming in sports and athletics. The next division is Civic Events Division, which includes all of our civic event venues, the Coliseum, the Convention Center, the Farmers Market, the Paseo, the River Stage, and the Auditorium. The next division is Fort Concho, our historic fort, and that division also includes oversight for the Ralph Chase State Office Complex and the Workforce Building. The last division is the Fairmount Cemetery. Essentially, our mission is to provide recreation opportunities for the city, whether they be programmed or not programmed, provide safe and attractive parks and public spaces for folks to recreate. All of this together helps to improve our economy, bringing in tourists and folks to spend money in our town, and it also enhances our quality of life in San Angelo. As far as since December of 2006, a lot of things that we've accomplished have primarily been through the Capital Improvements Program, and the bulk of those have been through the 4B half-cent sales tax projects. First of all, the first project I'd like to mention that we accomplished with that plan when it first kicked off was the Fort Concho Gateway project. What that included essentially were a few things, which was a new company street on the north side of the Fort Concho grounds, significant drainage improvements to the fort, realigned the entrance to the Fort Concho, which the visitor centers there at Barracks 1 off Oak Street, included a new pedestrian crossing way across Oak Street with a safety light that folks push the button and cross the street safely. It also included some improvements to the post hospital on the southeast corner of the Fort Concho grounds. Primarily that was redoing some of the posts and the porches around the hospital. Another set of improvements that were done that were really significant, one was a lot of the improvements done to the fairgrounds, which a lot of that was through the Stock Show and Rodeo Association. That includes some brand new facilities, lots of paving. As far as the part of the property that we oversee, it included a bunch of paving, some significant drainage work, some new lights, some landscaping, some safety railing inside the Coliseum, some other safety elements, repainting of the Coliseum, and some improvements to the sound system. At the convention center, that's been one of our most successful, in my opinion, projects that we've just achieved. It was about a $3.5 million complete renovation of the convention center. The convention center is about a 23,000 square foot facility. We removed most of the offices. We left some offices for our internal use. Removed most of the offices, converted most of the available space into meeting room space. Total renovation, all new utility systems, all new mechanical systems, total upgrades to lighting and all the aesthetics to the facility. Those renovations have already shown to pay off. It was just noted in the City Council meeting a few days ago that the last full year of rentals at the Convention Center, we had about 136 events at the Convention Center. Just this year, 2009, with just 9 months of the year to pass, we've had 268 events at the Convention Center. So it's already virtually doubled with not even the full year passed. So it's been a very significant and important project that we've achieved, and it's really helping San Angelo. Anytime you see some sort of survey that's done about how livable a city is, I think we saw one recently that came out today about San Angelo being one of the top cities as far as value and expense to visit and live in. When folks think about those ratings, always in that mix, behind all the data, is the public spaces and parks that a community provides. No one is going to argue that Parks and Recreation is an essential and core service that a city provides, but it is an essential service that enhances the quality of life and enhances the city's ability to enhance their economy and bring in folks from out of town to spend money here, bring in those businesses to relocate here to provide jobs. It's sort of the X factor. It provides that extra element that brings folks here to spend money and live here. This project was recently completed in spring of 2009. This is the historic city park. It was funded by a community development block grant. It includes, this is the city's oldest park. We got the property in 1903. There have been different renovations to this park throughout the time. There was a playground here that was built with funds raised by the Junior League back in the 70s. We replaced that playground with this new playground, built this pavilion here, added some adult fitness stations back in the corner, total new landscaping and lighting and irrigation system and grass. The Texas Bank Sports Complex. It's an 80-acre facility. It was about a $9.5 million project, virtually all funded with 4B half-cent sales tax. Here again, we also got a grant from the San Angelo Health Foundation for the playground. That facility includes 15 fields, 11 softball fields, 2 standard Little League fields, 1 Little League field for the larger, the older age group, 1 T-ball field. Some of those quads are set up so you can actually have multiple uses out of them. You can set them up for football or soccer, so they have dual purposes. There's lots of parking. There's 2 concession buildings with restrooms. There's a nice big playground, and there's a few other enhancements we have money to do to include some additional shade structures for the facility. So we just opened that. We opened that facility up for some of the first events. The first event was we hosted a sectional Little League, which was a tournament for Little League, our region of the Little League, so they can go compete to the state. We are just now completing hosting the State Firefighters Olympics there, and I expect we're going to see a lot of activity at that facility very soon. Adult softball is going to start kicking off probably in September, so it's going to be a great facility. One of the main reasons, other than just having internal benefits for us to host different tournaments and events locally, one of the key reasons we built that facility is to bring in tournaments. So it may take a few years for us to actually grab onto some of the tournaments, because just because you build it, they don't just come automatically. But we do expect to start hosting additional tournaments, 3 or 4, possibly as many as 5 or 6 as we get further along. But yes, that's one of the main reasons we built the facility, so we can start hosting tournaments and start bringing those folks in from out of town. At the convention center, the bulk of it was 4B half-cent sales tax. There were some, we got a $500,000 grant from the San Angelo Health Foundation, which was also significant, and there were some internal funds we used also. Primarily with the city council renovation, we took the space that we normally meet for city council meetings and totally converted it, brought it up to state of the art with all the information technology and the screens, and makes it a whole lot easier for council to meet there and for the public to get information during the meetings.